Okay guys, this is actually happening. I am heading out on the road, and as you can tell, we are very anxious. I just need to trust that everything's gonna work out. I have everything planned, and yeah, here we go. It's 12:07 and we finally got to our hotel. There was construction and like everywhere, and we had a problem with the gate not working at the hotel, and then the room door didn't work, and now Pepper is hiding somewhere underneath the bed, I think. But we got our room upgraded, I guess, to have a patio, because the first room didn't work, wouldn't open. Yeah. So I'm kind of frazzled. I was crying a minute ago, to be honest. I think I don't have enough energy to really talk much more. I'm just gonna shower and try and sleep in a new bed, which I don't usually do well, but since I didn't sleep last night, I'm hoping that I can. Okay, so now that I've showered, I decided I wanted to talk more. So, I knew the trip would be rough, but everyone kept saying that once I get on the road that, like, I'll relax and things will kind of start to feel like okay. That is when my anxiety went through the roof. Like, all of a sudden, this was real, and I couldn't just be like, oh yeah, that's the thing that's gonna happen in the future. It's like, this is happening right now. And Pepper cried basically the whole way, which is really hard for me because it's kind of like, animals crying is kind of like a trigger for me, and it can send me into like a full-blown panic attack, like non-functional, curled up into a ball in the corner, like crying and not being able to articulate myself type panic attack. So the first hour driving up the mountain, I was just trying to stay as calm as possible so that I wasn't like stressing Pepper out more. And then like I literally had like my hand like up on the rack to make sure that it wasn't like slipping at all, which it hasn't slipped like even a centimeter, I don't think, because we tied it down with 2 bungee cords, a rope, and 4 ratchets tied to the roof rack and to the actual roof itself. Like, it moves with the wind, but it's not moving like back and forth. It's like up and down, just because of the shape that the rack is. But it's just a huge anxiety, and it makes it really hard to drive because I've gotten to where I can get up to 60 miles an hour. That's like if there's low winds and there's like a wide lane and there's not other cars. As soon as a big rig goes by, I can feel the wind like getting up underneath the bed on the roof, and it just like shifts the whole car, and it starts like aggravating the movements. So I drove most of the way here going like 50 and like slowing down to like 40 when a big rig or a semi was going by. Pepper's actually roaming around. I was worried she was gonna hide underneath the bed the entire night. She just ate some food, which is good. She hadn't eaten all day. She wouldn't go to the bathroom either, so hopefully she doesn't go in here. Yeah, and then on top of that, there was construction everywhere. Like, I think I've run into like 4 or 5 different separate construction sites on the freeway for like an extended amount of time. Just like, what? Why? I started to kind of relax once I got to El Centro. Because I love driving through the desert, and like was kind of starting to like enjoy that scenery, and El Centro is like familiar to me. And I like got out and took Pepper out. She wouldn't go to the bathroom. Touched base with Cherie, helped me like book this what's it called, hotel room. Helped me book this hotel room, and then I was like, okay, well, like I haven't eaten since breakfast, and I had like pastries for breakfast, so my blood sugar's all whack. I should eat something like legit, and so I was gonna go to this taco shop one of my buddies recommended in El Centro, and I could not find it. I didn't have internet connection in El Centro, which meant that I had to go to like 2 different places to try and connect to a Wi-Fi, which I needed anyway to get directions to come here. And then it ended up taking me 20 minutes out of the way down to Calexico. Pull up to this Mexican food place, and it's like empty. Like I saw someone like taking trash out or something, but I didn't see anybody inside. There was no one in the parking lot. I couldn't even tell which door was the entrance, and it said there was a sign that said it was open, but then also the signage for like the actual restaurant was confusing, and there was like a broken window. And I mean, the area didn't seem like especially ghetto or anything, but at that point I was not, like, my blood sugar was out of whack to the point where I was not in the headspace to be walking in to a random building, leaving Pepper in the car so I can get some taco shop. So I was like, screw it. I just got back on the road and then just kept coming this way. I knew that if eventually I needed to get to the 10, so I would have some sort of a direction. Long before the 10, I got internet connection again. Like when I got to Arizona, Yuma, Arizona, I was able to actually look up the address specifically, but that was fun. AKA no, it was not fun at all. Because I was going 50 most of the way, speed limit here is 75. So I was going 25 miles an hour lower than the speed limit, and it was supposed to take like 5 hours to get here going the speed limit. I've been driving for 12 hours and everything hurts. I was just so like tense the whole time, like gripping the steering wheel and like checking the roof, and like I was anxious about turning on the AC and like overheating the car because it's like, like working so hard, and like I got like a tune up and everything done, so it should be fine, but like it just makes me really nervous because that car has broken down on me before because I was using AC. Like water pump broken, the coolant system broken like multiple times. Like it's like a reoccurring issue with the car, so I was like really anxious about that. But then I need oxygen and I don't want Pepper to overheat, so I had the windows open, but I know it was loud for her, and I didn't put on music because I didn't want that to be loud for her. So it was like in silence driving for 12 hours. And it's like the heat doesn't bother me so much. I am worried about the heat bothering Pepper, but it is so dry. Like my skin just like stung because it was so dry. I have this big jug of water, which means that I have to be pulled over in order to actually drink water. I have a longer drive ahead of me tomorrow. This is not a full halfway point. Going the speed limit, I would be driving for 11 hours-ish, so looking at like a good 15 something hours to finally get to San Antonio. I'm anxious about the apartment falling through. I haven't officially signed paperwork because I'm not there. You never know, like shit can happen. I'm like nervous about my car getting broken into while I'm staying here, and I'm nervous about it getting broken into when I stay at my friend's house for until Friday. I'm just like questioning everything, like why am I doing this? And it's weird because it's like as I was going down to El Centro, this video is getting long. As I was going down to El Centro, I kept stressing, and then I would just get this certain song that would play in my head, and like I knew that that was a message kind of being like, you need to just trust that this is gonna work out, you're gonna be fine. Just based on the song that it was, and it was like not one that I listened to all the time or anything like that, but that like kind of helped me calm down by the time I got to El Centro. But then after getting stressed out in El Centro, it's frustrating because I do love driving in the desert, especially at night, but I'm just so anxious and tired from not sleeping last night, and like I can't enjoy it, and it's a lot harder than I was expecting. Granted, when I drove my friend to Las Vegas, when I helped her move earlier this year, we were in a rental. We were in like a luxury SUV. Our vision was not impaired. We didn't have anything hanging on the roof. I had her as like a co-pilot, and have like she had a dog, but he stayed asleep most of the time. Oh my god. Pepper's so stressed out. She's like losing like huge chunks of her fur. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. Okay, well I'm gonna munch on some leftover taco shop and drink lots of water, and hopefully get some sleep. I might read like a chapter from this book one of my friends gave me. It's like a going away thing. Might be what I need just to like kind of calm down. But I was not expecting to be this wired, but I wasn't expecting to show up and then not be able to get into my room because the gate key wouldn't work, and then the door key wouldn't work, and then I had to switch my rooms, and I was like lugging Pepper around, and then I had to put her back in the car, and it felt so bad. And she was just crying, and yeah. Why am I doing this?